Hello everyone, welcome to MentorsMindIAS. In the previous video, we covered the basics of remainder and two types or the ways of applying the remainder theorem. In this video, we will be covering the other three types of or ways to apply the remainder theorem, and after this, your remainder theorem will be complete. So let's start with the third type, which is negative remainder theorem. Before I start with this, you have to remember this line: remainder can never be negative. Since remainder is never negative, what I am saying about negative remainder theorem? In case, let us say you have a number 23 into 24 divided by 25. You have to find the remainder of this expression. Okay. Now in this question, you will be what you will be normally be doing, you are saying you will be like 23 to 24, you're finding the value, divided by 25 and then finding the remainder. I'm with the help of this negative remainder theorem I'm talking about, you can save this time. You can say whatever remainder you find, it is always with respect to the divisor. No matter what, you are going to do it with a reference to 25 only, right? So see their difference. If it is like here, if you have to go to 23 from 25, you have to do -2. If you have to go from to 24 from 25, you have to do -1 divided by 25. In this case, your remainder will be -1 into -2, that is 2. You need not, if it is positive, like in this case, then this is your remainder, final answer. But in case there are three numbers, say 23 into 24 into 21 divided by 25, there are three numbers, right? Now for going to like -2 into -1 into -4, it is becoming -8. So since it is negative, and I said remainder can never be negative, so your remainder, actual remainder will be 25 minus 8, which is 17. This will be your final answer. So hope this type 3 is clear. Next we will go to the type 4. Type 4 basically tells you that if your expression, say you are given an expression like 290 divided by 17, you divide 290 into a power like 628. You're basically, this is your expression. Now I don't think you can multiply it or no matter what. So what will we are going to do? You are going to there is a simple thing. What you are going to, if your expression can be written as ax power 1 ax plus 1 power n divided by a, where a, x and n are integers, then you can write it, then your remainder will be always be 1, whether n is in every case n odd or even. Why I am specifying odd or even, you will get to know in just a few minutes, because in case of -1, there are some conditions. So here you can write this as 289 is equal 89 is equal to 17 square. So you can write 290 as 17 into 17 plus 1 power 628 divided by 17. The remainder will be equal to 1. Let us take some other question. 3 power 60 divided by 2. You can write this as 2 into 1 plus 1 divided by 2, 60. This is again of the form ax plus 1 power n divided by 2. The answer again will be 1. Now let us go to this was type 2. this I will show its use in just a few minutes again in another question. Now in case of type 4, sorry, type 5, you will in case of type 5, the expression that you will try to make is ax minus 1 divided by a, where ax is power n. In case of minus, when you are simplifying it in the form of trying to write your given expression in the form of ax minus 1, then the answer differs. If n is odd, then the answer is then the remainder is minus 1. If n is even, then the remainder is plus 1. For minus 1, you have to apply your negative remainder theorem that I would talked before in case of type 3. So now say say you have a question 31 power say 191 divided by 3, sorry, divided by 8. You have to simplify it, right? So now you can write as 8 power 4 minus 1 power 191 divided by 8. Since your n is odd, so your remainder is minus 1, and I have already told you that n can never be your remainder can never be negative. So your final remainder is 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. This is your answer. You can also see it in another question. Say 2 power 180 divided by 3. You have to find the remainder of this question. So you can write it as 3 into 1 minus 1 power 180 divided by 3. 3 into so this is x minus 1 power 180, where n is this, a is 3, x is 1. So your n is even. So your answer will be 1. Now how the UPSC asked this question? UPSC made you apply 2 to 3 concepts in one single question. The question was 2 power 192 divided by 6. Now neither you can write it directly in the power of ax plus 1 or ax minus 1. So what you are going to do? 2 power 192 divided by 2 into 2. You simplify the denominator. So this is, so it will become 191, 2 power 191 divided by 3. Just remember the number you simplified it, that is 2, which needs to be multiplied with your final remainder. Now this can be written in by type 5, that is ax minus 1 power n divided by a. So you can write it as 3 into 1 minus 1 power 191 divided by 3, which is, your answer will be, since n is odd, your remainder of this is minus 1, but since remainder can never be negative, it is 3 minus 1, that is 2. Now your final since this is your R1, you have to multiply it with those numbers that you use to simplify your expression. So 2 into 2, that is 4. This is your answer. So this was all about the remainder theorem. They have discussed 5 types and all. Type 1, where there is no simplification. So you have to follow your simple method. You have to break down your whole expression into small parts, find the remainders individually, and then find the answer. What you have to take care about is that your final remainder, your final remainder should always be less than your divisor. Otherwise you have to do it once again. For the one more step will be added. In this type 2, there was simplification. In this one, you have to, whatever your R1 is your remainder of, after you have simplified, you have to multiply it with the numbers you use to simplify. In type 3, you have to talk about, I talked about your negative remainder theorem. It is not, your remainder is never negative, so you have to subtract your negative remainder from your divisor, then you will come to the answer. In type 4, you have to try to make it of the form ax plus 1 power a. If it is plus 1, then n even or odd, the remainder is always 1. In type 5, you have to make it of the way ax minus 1 power n divided by a. Here there is a little difference. If n is odd, then the answer is minus 1. If n is even, your remainder is plus 1. So these were 5 types of remainder theorem. This will help you for your next prelims. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe and spread the word if you liked this video.